feels like this one. Every time I put it into like a series today, it's been a popular choice, although ByuN's just going to send SCVs across the map on it. Well, at least it's not a map we've not seen in forever, and then ByuN's just like, oh, he's going to proxy. And the bottom right side, our red Terran is going to be Shopify Rebellion's ByuN. Top left is going to be the blue Zerg, Team Liquid's Elazer, and yeah, let's see what the proxy looks like then. We've had a few short games due to proxies today, mostly due to Cure in the first few matches that we had. If you weren't here for the first couple hours, you probably missed out some of those. Two barracks coming up. Two barracks coming in. I'm going to build a third as well. ByuN's really committed to this, and Elazer is just not going to find it initially. This Overlord stopped moving as well. Yeah, I don't even think he's going to see it moving forward because this Overlord doesn't see the pathway from these barracks to the natural, right? So that kind of feels like a pretty major issue. I'm going to go ahead and say that Elazer's going to be in a lot of trouble in this game, guys. Yeah, this really doesn't look great at all at the moment. Now he sees. Okay, so he does at least see it coming forward. This is obviously pretty much as late as you can see it. First bunker goes down. Marine will start to nibble at the hatchery, so Hatch will begin to take some shots. Another Marine's showing up, going to start working on the Overlords. Ovi taking some damage, and here are the drones making their appearance. Let's see how much ByuN can get done. He gets rid of one. He's going to look for the second. Doesn't get it just yet as the drones pull back into this mineral line. That's going to be seeing another bunker going down, though, so that's going to be double bunkered. Defense set up for the moment here, and just going to be having ourselves... Well, I mean, one bunker's finished as well, so Elazer really needs to get this spine crawler, but I think ByuN's probably going to get it. That's bad. At least it's a cancel. It's just bad, man. No spine. Bunker's up. Second bunker likely getting up in range of the hatchery. That's a very unfortunate GG, guys. Well, didn't mess around, did he? First game is going to go his way as the Proxy Rax is good to go. It is going to be our red Terran player in the top right from the Shopify Rebellion, ByuN. Bottom left, our blue Zerg is going to be Elazer. Round robin is too long. Well, the entire point of doing 5-player round robin for this event is that it's kind of meant to be long because we want to get the maps played as much as possible. So the kind of idea is that we just get as many games as possible. We're on Black Engine here, guys, and obviously could be the last game of the day. This is the map that proxied earlier. We memed about it a bit. We saw a bit of a cooler game on it after, and hopefully we'll see something fun here as well. This was the ByuN Rattata game as well, so now ByuN and Elazer happening on this map. Let's hope Black Engine gets a bit of a longer game after a shorter game earlier. Yeah. I always feel bad for the maps that get like quick games on them. Like Dragon Scales, I don't feel so bad because, you know, we saw Dragon Scale a lot today at least and had some cool games. Black Engine literally was like, here we go, first time of the day on the map, and Cure like dies in 2 minutes. His proxy gets scoured, SCV dies, game ends. It's like, no, not like this. That's like the last thing that we wanted to have happen. That's the worst case scenario, you know. That is the absolute worst case situation. Alright, Overlord of Elazer is going to go working his way up to the top side here. Going to get started and, yeah, just get some information buzzing. Try and see just what is going on in our early stages. Yeah, so far, so good. Nothing really to shout about. Just chilling, having a good time. See where this game's gonna take us over the next little while. Yeah, these games, guys, just to reiterate, these games were played a little bit earlier on. We played 2 matches at a time to make sure that it's not super late for players when it comes to the final matches. Like I say, I mean, we're on a 6-hour stream right now, so instead of having the players here for 6 hours, the players were done 3 hours ago. We just cast the last 5 matches from replays. which is, yeah, I think a very... I mean, I like doing it like this. I've done it like this a long time. It's a system that I made up way back when, probably like 4 or 5 years ago now. It's worked very well for me over the years in StarCraft 2. Really haven't felt the need to change it when I want to run this format. It's just a great format for when you want some longer days, especially, because it doesn't really lengthen the day for the players. If anything, it's fine for the players, because the players are here for the length of 5 best-of-3s, which is the exact same amount of time they would be here if they played the first and last series of, like, a GSL-style group. So, in that regard, it's like, you know, you're guaranteed that it's not really too crazy, but we get, like, double the content off of it. So, it's really good for when we want to, like, cast some longer days, because casting 5 best-of-3s is not really very good. Like, to me, a 6-hour stream is like a nice, hearty, juicy stream, right? A 3-hour stream of 5 best-of-3s in a GSL-style group is like, oh. Especially when it's online tournaments, you have some faster games, right? You don't have, like, the filler content or, like, extended ads. Because, I mean, if you take, the length of time it takes to play a GSL group of best-of-3s, in, like, GSL, it's not that long when you take out all the fluff in between the matches, right? So, yeah. Yeah. I've never really enjoyed doing the, just the 5 best-of-3 group. It's never really been for me. Yo, Silly Dobby, thank you so much for the Prime for the 6 months. Welcome back, and I hope you're feeling fantastic today. ByuN and Elazer haven't talked much about the game. It's been pretty standard. A 3rd CC from ByuN. Obviously, he's got a little CC building platform right here, but he has decided to build his over here, probably because he wants to take the triangle base, which is pretty typical for Terran in TvZ. This is down on another level of land, though, right? So there's a lot of low grounds, and there's another low ground as well. This is the map with the 5 layers of low ground when you go to this base. You'll see the Liberator harassing one side, and Hellions cruising around the other, looking to try and find some openings. Spore Crawler. Obviously, Queens can be a little bit tough to use in this scenario because they've got to commit very deep to be able to stop the Lib. It's actually a disgusting position, no? It feels kind of tough for the Queens to get rid of this Liberator. I mean, they can go very close. Like, it's not like they can't get in range. It's just, it's nasty to get into range because of the choke points. And the Hellions have run by at the same time, and the Elazer going to be taking some early game damage. ByuN is off to a fiery start. Because the Liberator was lighting up drones, and now the Hellions... 9 workers killed. Honestly, the workers killed so far is not bad. It's the 2 queens on top of it that definitely don't help. And 14 lings. So, a lot lost from Elazer early in the game. And ByuN will be happy with that early set of trades, I'm sure about it. Overlord's hanging around the center. Evo Chambers setting up from Elazer. It's going to be having a 4th hatchery coming out onto the front as well. So, 4th hatch coming in. Troop spread is pushing out in multiple different directions, just really starting to overtake a lot of the map for the moment. Take over as much of that as possible. A couple queens going to continue to transfer around, see where they end up, see if they want to do anything in particular. Not just yet, apparently. Just going to be chilling for the moment. 1-1 upgrades, combat shield, extra marines all producing. Our reactors are on the way out as well, so all of this being brought into play. And, yeah, I mean, obviously ByuN some good damage initially. He's currently on an overload hunt. We're just trying to run around and find a good way to try and escape this, if at all possible. Extra Lings, extra Banes, just all being produced. Carapace upgrade coming in. The Balance speed as well in production. And, yeah, just going to be seeing our 4th CC building as well. We are getting into a little bit of a macro game here. ByuN's not going to be super aggro off 3 bases. Elazer probably won't be super aggro as he takes his 5th. We're going to get a little bit of a macro TvZ for Black Engine as well, unless Elazer just dies in his main base right now. I don't think he's going to die. Don't think it's necessarily going to be good for him, but I don't think dying's on the table just yet. As we do get rid of a few Lings, a few Banes. The Marines do have to lift up and get out of there. Bane run by, going to try and find some damage. Is not quite going to hit Lucky. And the Marines not quite able to kill them off either, so honestly not great on either side, right? Not great for Elazer, not great for ByuN, because those Banes are still a threat out on the map. I mean, it's great for ByuN he didn't lose the SCVs, because obviously it could have been pretty disastrous if you weren't careful straight away. And if that goes boosting along, missing some high ground vision to clean up this Overlord here. ByuN is very aware it's there. Just going to get that. Actually, supply blocks Elazer. He has a few more Overlords coming out, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Marine's still just hanging around for a little bit at the moment as we do have our Queens, our Banes, all getting set up. Just going to be seeing 2-2 upgrades still coming in on the side of ByuN. And yeah, I mean, his upgrades are looking fantastic. I mean, it still is keeping up though. His +2 carapace getting started. Didn't wait too long to kick that off, so okay. That burrow is going to be finishing very shortly. Elazer loves his burrow, loves to burrow Banes during fights. On common pathways, one of the things he really utilizes a lot more than other Zerg players. Like, that's something I think we can really point to and be like, yeah, that's something Elazer does a lot of, right? So, I always find that fun to watch. Obviously, it's very exciting for us. It's the kind of thing that can make some very exciting, like, oohs and ah moments and shouting just silly, because we all love to watch Marines walking over Banelings, unless you're the fan of the player walking the Marines, I guess. Am I going to start swimming back here? I guess I didn't really mention, by the way, with Elazer losing the first map, he wouldn't have known this at the time because the other results went public, but we know that that means he will not make the playoffs. It means that it's guaranteed that ByuN, Kua, and Creator will be advancing out of this group. Obviously, we'll be seeing exactly what happens with the remainder of that over the next little while. See if ByuN can find himself. I mean, just ByuN needs to win the series. If ByuN wins the series, he will be in first place, and Creator will take second. That would mean ByuN would advance straight to the round of 8. Marines loading up. A lot of Marines loading up into these medevacs, as we do have our 2-2 still continuing along. The 2-2 carapace and melee on the way up over here as well, so bringing all of this online for the moment. Ling's actually getting a little surround on the planetary fortress right now as well. So planetary taking some shots. And that's 17 SCVs going down. Elazer all over the place. Going to come up onto this third base. Going to get a lot of SCVs here as well. Burrowed Banelings could be very troublesome if ByuN didn't see them. Kaboom! Actually gets quite a few Marines. It's unfortunate that there was a clump of Marauders that were really dead center on them. Otherwise, there could have been more. Uh-oh! There's a counterattack from ByuN, though. How much can he do with this? He's going to get a base and probably just lift and get out of there. I felt as though, obviously, it could have gone very wrong if it had been given the time to develop further. It was not an issue then in the end. Just going to be seeing these medevacs escape and back up the right-hand side. A little bit of creep being denied by the bio units that come around. Just going to see Widow Mines trying to block up some of these bases. I mean, this is nice, because this mine's going to kill this drone. This base is still blocked, so even if you clean up the first mine, the base will be blocked after. That's likely to take a lot of time to figure out and to solve. Marines will unload in the bottom right. Oh, that's not pretty. You're taking medevac damage from the Queens. Dropping into Banes. That was really not pretty from ByuN. Let's usually expect ByuN to be a bit better than that as he tries to continue controlling the center here. Obviously, we've got a very nice 4-base setup for either side. Both players able to set up nice onto 4 bases and Elazer onto 5. Looking for 6 soon. Feels like ByuN has decent attack paths still across the map. The creep hasn't gone out of control. So that's one of the main things that allows ByuN to continue being aggressive. More, aggressive creep on the map would have made it very difficult for ByuN to get anywhere. And I do imagine there'll be some games where Terrans just flop in the early game, and the Zerg just wins on this map simply for the fact that there's too much creep all over the place. So, yeah, that's not going to be an issue in this game, though. Love the burrow there to at least try and save a few lings and trying to make something of it. And Vax will load up and start to make their way across to the bottom left-hand side, so making a bit of a play over there. Pulling back a little bit, we do see some Lings popping out and going after some SCVs. So SCVs taking some shots right now as the Lings get hungry, get nibbly. Gonna go and nibble up as much of them as they can. More Lings, more Banes, all continuing out here. As we do have a drop in the main. ByuN's been great with the drops, obviously. A lot of access points, no vision really up this left side, an Overlord or so, but they're just really making use of the drop potential on this map, and it's just such a large map. The drop in one side, pushing the other is very potent, and he's using that wonderfully so far to pull Elazer around and to deal good damage. Both players are maxed, 2-2 upgrades on either side. Elazer has no hive, which means that he has no 3-3. ByuN will take an upgrade lead here shortly, and with this spread of Widow Mines getting set up, I'm getting a little worried about Elazer taking these fights. Widow Mines doing pretty decently. This is mostly Marauders from ByuN. Nothing to shoot down medevacs, so the medevacs just lift up once again. They retreat away, and that is an issue when you can never clean those up. That does start to grind down on you because it just is efficiency the Terran player is basically gifted. Would love to see just something extra from Elazer. He has an infestation pit, but doesn't have a hive yet. Even Vipers would be good, right? Abduct those medevacs back into Queens. Parasitic bomb on some of the low HP ones are guaranteed kills. But Elazer needs to get to the hive. And he has the money. I mean, he needs to actually spend some money rebuilding units right now. But in theory, he's got the money to go hive. And I think that should be a priority. Drops it now. Yeah, he needs it. He needs some Vipers. He needs some way to control the medevacs. Because ByuN is controlling the game way too heavily because of his current medevac usage. And the Vipers are the easiest thing I think Elazer can build right now to stop that. You don't want to build Hydras right here, I don't think. You don't want to build Spy. Are you going to build Spy maybe? You go for some Corruptors? I think just Vipers would do the job right now. Space never got taken, by the way. We saw that drone be denied that one time. It's literally never come up again since. That's such a huge denial because it means that ByuN is... It's almost like it would have just... I mean, maybe it would have been cancelled by ByuN if it had gotten up, but... Yeah, I mean, ByuN denying that base wonderfully. Keeping Elazer on only 5 bases, so it's not like Elazer has crazy Zerg economy. It's not like he has just endless bases to be working with. You know what this map reminds me of? I've just figured it out. This map reminds me of Jagannatha, no? With the base layout? Am I crazy? 4 bases along the bottom, pocket base in front of the main, corner bases on each side. This is Jagannatha, no? I've just thought about it because I'm like, man, this reminds me. I've seen late game TvZ like this before. It's obviously very just like Jagannatha in the center, and the layout of the terrain and stuff is very different, but the base layout is absolutely Jagannatha. Yeah, I was just thinking like how it's playing. Yeah, it's very different in terms of which bases are easier to take and safe to take and defend, etc. Because, you know, on Jagannatha, this base was impossible to attack into because it was up a ramp. It was like this ramp into the base. There was no other access point. So yeah, definitely a little bit easier to hit the bases on this map than Jagannatha was. But yeah, the layout is for sure there. It's Jagannatha? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Why did I bring this up? ByuN lost a lot of SCVs just in this previous attack while I was having my mini revelation. As we do see ByuN just continue to pressure forward here. We do have Lings that are about to flood down this ramp. I feel like Elazer's been on still the losing end of this for a while. Stuff like I mean, just the hive tech's just so late. Stuff like Adrenal Glands not being ready by now is, I don't want to say inexcusable. It just makes life so much more difficult, right? Bio continues forward. Queen getting taken down. Spore as well. All of these Lings are just in trouble too. Not having a good time. Being cleaned up. This fight might just be the last one if Elazer can't clean up this army. Now, there's a lot of Banelings still left over, but I mean, are they actually going to connect and clean out? I mean, these Marauders at the front are just going huge. That's 3-3 and Medevac healing in full swing. My goodness. What? Hello? Hi? Yeah, that was disgusting, though. Yeah, Elazer's dead, I think. That's not a fight you recover from. These Marauders just don't die. They're invincible to what Elazer has to kill them. They've put their bug spray on. They're not going to die to Zerglings today. They're not going to get nibbled to death. Wow. Those Marauders that were just straight up invincible. They refused to die. GG's, guys. GG's. ByuN 2-0 means he is at the top of this group at the end